we're staying in the area of QianHai Lake, and we're going away from the lake. Our hotel's over there.
The lake is over there.
And the lake is over there. So we had to walk down to the road, and then we had to go along the road to this access road because our hotel is fenced in. And what's concerning us is that this access up to the foot of the mountains is a lot further away than we first thought. So we ended up seeing one Tibetan settlement there and one here, except the sun's not in the right direction. They got sheep and cattle. There was one yak down there, a couple more cattle there, and we're heading up here and we're getting a lot closer to where we want to go. We're only a couple of kilometers into our hike on a beautiful concrete road. You sure like to be filmed. Whoops. You talked. Well, how do I get by you if you're not going to leave? Taking at this altitude, it's a little hard to talk because of having to breathe when you've been climbing. But you can see the lake, boats in it, and there's a town over there, and where we're going at sunset, sort of up. We can't go up here tonight. Could be a bit of a shock with the altitude. Jenny and I are doing a morning hike. The sun is just blazing hot coming from the east. We're doing the same trek as before, but we're going to go way higher. So these are the horses that the Tibetans take down to do stops at the side of the highway where you can get out of the car and go ride a horse in the field for a while. Prairie dogs. There's actually a lot of them running around this field. Oh, dozens in fact, but I bet they don't come out in the camera. The sun is in the east now in the morning, I can capture this structure, which is a really cool looking hotel. Assuming it's a hotel. I don't think it'd be a factory. And we're going up there. If you wanted to take an extended break, this kind of a thing looks good. The yaks also found this was very useful but they rub their backsides on the edge here to get the fur, extra fur off. So that's yak fur. Oh, and here we are looking into the sun. That's not great.
I have an umbrella.
Oh, you're okay. Jenny invited me to sit down under her umbrella to shade from the sun. And then she looked at me and advised me I was turning a bit blue. Then she moved the umbrella away. It's the blue of the umbrella on my face. I actually just look normal.
I look at your face. It looks like you're lack of oxygen.
Yeah, no, your lips don't look blue even under a blue umbrella.
So I thought, oh no, you look not great.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not like a lady's umbrella I saw this morning. It was jet black.
Really?
I don't know why you'd walk around in the hot sun with a jet black umbrella. I'm sure it's just radiating down heat on all day. The mushrooms on the hill. So we're continuing up. And I mean, it looks like there's no real surprise coming. And then all of a sudden I look over here. So this is on the side of the hill that gets the afternoon sun. Wow. That's a lot more vegetation. I guess the yaks don't eat this. I think it's, yeah. Like there's a lot of prickle in all this. Yeah, so the whole area there that faces the afternoon sun has this stuff. And we've been coming up from the side that they graze on that has basically grass and is that kind of a moss? Light green stuff? So we are, you can't even see from here, but that's the main part of the tourist attraction. It's where the main parking is. When we were dropped off there, I found probably about 50 tour buses had filled it, but that was after lunch. This is morning, you can't even see them. All those people are dying to go down and dip their foot in the lake. We're dying to go up here. This to us is much more freedom. It's surrounded by tons of people. And then you have to pay money to go dip your foot in the lake. At this point, the scrub on the afternoon side of the mountain is bushes. At least in this part right here. If you go higher, it gets thinner. If you go lower, it gets thinner. So there's something special about this particular shape and the way the sun works.
期盼，难道说还有无言的歌，还是那久久不能忘怀的眷？ 山川，一座座山川相连。马拉松，那可是青藏高原。是谁日夜仰望着蓝天？是谁渴望永久的梦幻？难道说还有赞美的歌？还是那仿佛不能改变的庄严？哦，我看见一座座山，一座座山川，一座座山川相连。亚拉索，那就是青藏高原。亚拉索，那就是青藏高原。
I'm standing on a pile of rocks on the peak of the mountain, the peak of this little mountain. See, in every direction it slopes off. And I'm pretty sure that this is the highest point I've ever been in my life. It's probably around 4,000 meters above sea level. Welcome to my mountain, Jenny. At least for the next half hour, it's mine. See? It's marked. That's it.
Oh, somebody was here.
I was standing on those two rocks. Do you have anything really memorable to say? I'll take you from this direction so that you're not seeing the next mountain behind you. Have you thought of anything
Any thoughts?
truly life expanding?
Yeah.
Jenny's sitting right beside the peak of the mountain, and she's eating a little tub of yak yogurt. Unfortunately, she's facing her back to the sun, so everything's shaded. She's more interested in the yogurt than the film, than the video. But what the heck. It's of course flat up top, and we're having a rest here, which is probably well deserved. Try and recharge with oxygen. So a couple of cool things to talk about, other than the fact that there is oh, that's a highway down there, and you can really see how it, as they cut out for the highway, they really scar the landscape. And the last time I was in Tibet on one of those highways that does that going back and forth, the purple bit, which may or may not be coming out, is advertising, And it was advertising for 3G data networks when I was last in Tibet. And what do you bet? It's 5G now. So you can see there's, in the distance, there are a lot of yellow patches. And what that is a plant that they grow that they make vegetable oil out of. They grow it back home, but they grow a lot more of it here, and they do something else that they don't do back home. In these tourist areas, if you want, and the tourists have this habit, they want to go into a field of these yellow flowers, make exotic poses, and have their picture taken. The owners of the land permit this, but they require payment. You have to pay a fee to have your picture taken in those. It's about $2 to have your picture taken in those fields. So that's the main tourist area for the lake down there. I think there's a floating hotel out there, and there's also a peninsula, and a lot of parking, a lot of hotels, a lot of restaurants. Our hotel is the group of plain brown buildings with 3 of those vegetable oil fields around it. There was about 20 tour buses parked there when we went for breakfast this morning. We didn't get the whole lake in this frame because we aren't far enough out because there's mountains in the way. This lake is 77 kilometers long and 400 kilometers in circumference. And I was hoping to kind of get the whole thing in one shot, but it didn't work that way. So using that saddle over there, we come down here, and there's still a fair amount of bush here, but when I look down here, I can kind of see a lot of clear spots. I just can't see beyond a certain rate or distance where it gets down into a gully. Oh well, let's see what we find. Look at how these little bushes, little tiny evergreen trees, come out in all these flowers. Nice bright flowers. Oh, look at the yak poopies. But we are following their trail. When you're in running shoes and you got this kind of landscape, you really feel why you have hiking boots, because when your foot tries to go sideways, your foot wants to rip out of the side of the running shoe. So these little trails are slightly flattened. Oh, that looks really good down there. That's all. There's not a lot of bush down there. We can go that way. That looks fairly thick.
We go this down.
I think down this way because it looks flatter. Or not flatter, clearer. So, this is going pretty good. But we ran into somebody. Somebody down, a little further down the hill. So obviously it's not that hard to get up here. He doesn't look any younger than me. So the gentleman we passed, Jenny said hi, and they talked for a second. She told him where we'd gone, and he said he probably couldn't have done that. Ah, we're pretty good for foreigners. He's a local. You can tell from looking at the face, that Tibetan face. Dark skin from the sun, and the worn cheeks ever since they were little from being out in the sun. Tibetans live in tents, but they sleep there, but they're outside all the time, all day long. So you can imagine what that does to the skin. I don't know if they put sunscreen on the kids every minute they're out, but they don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to concentrate on navigating. It's starting to get thick again. Those ants move so much faster than our ants. Wow, and Jenny was standing too long, too close, and she has some on her shoes.
They don't come off.
Uh-oh, they have to come off. Jenny made me turn around and come back a little bit. The only thing that concerns me is it's very steep here, but what's encouraging is I see a pedestrian hope I'm zooming in on them, walking along at the bottom.
Still very hard. I just touched it.
It's really steep here. But, oh, the person I was watching has climbed up a little bit and is just sitting on the edge of the cliff. I guess that's the place to walk. For the sake of walking, it's just in that gully. Yeah, there's paths there. So we got to get down. So you ready, Jenny? We're going to keep going. We're going to go down. It's a nice path down there. Wrap-up time. So we did 2,360 calories, about somewhere getting on for 1,000 meters of elevation climb, 3 3/4 hours of hiking, and about 10 kilometers. And we did a big circle, most of a circle. Thank you. Going back from the hotel, and then around up to the peak of that mountain, back down. We're in this restaurant. And to top it all off in this restaurant, we are having roast yak and rice and sauce and hot water. And there's a beautiful view that you can't make out this restaurant, the lake. So we're in the bus parking lot. Jenny's been doing some sample counts, and you can't see from here, there's an overflow parking lot way beyond the lot we're in. But the first aisle that we looked at had 50 buses. This parking lot, I believe, has about 250. But then we started counting the overflow parking lot and the fact that up there in that other block up there, there's buses galore parked all over the place, including overflow parking lots. So we're setting at our estimate now at 1,000 buses. And we were all alone on the top of a big mountain.